The second step of the service return is to step out with your outside foot, turn your shoulder sideways, and get your racket back. Having hit my split step, I step out with my outside foot, my left foot in this case, because I'm a lefty and I'm hitting a forehand. I turn my shoulder sideways and I get my racket back. Now when I get my racket back, I don't want to take it as far back as I would if I was just hitting a normal ground stroke, because a serve is going to be coming harder, so you're going to have less time. You won't be able to take the racket back as far. Now the other thing you're doing when you step out like this is you're moving diagonally into the court because you're trying to cut off the oncoming serve. In other words, you don't want to move laterally along the baseline because then you'll have to travel a further distance to get to the serve. So you're cutting it off, and because of that, if we look at myself in this position here, my foot is angled into the court because I'm moving diagonally in. It looks similar to a pivot, but it's not quite the same. And that's why earlier in this section I said you want to step in and then hit your split step. You want your weight moving forward because that allows you to move diagonally towards the oncoming tennis ball. Let's watch this motion in action. I'm returning one of Andre's serves, and having hit my split step, I step out with my outside foot, my left foot. It's angled into the court because I'm moving diagonally to cut off the tennis ball. And at the same time I step out, my shoulders turn sideways and I get my racket back. Now, I'm taking, in my opinion, my racket back a little bit too far. And that's one of my problems. That's something I need to work on. I take my racket back too far sometimes. And what a guy you want to copy is maybe Andre Agassi. He had a really short backswing and probably was the greatest returner that ever lived. So generally speaking, the shorter the better, and especially against somebody who serves really hard. If we watch the motion again, coming out of the split, I step diagonally into the court, shoulders turn sideways, and I get the racket back. Now what we'll do is watch a sequence of pictures of Andy Roddick doing this motion. And here he's hitting his split step, and again, his upper body's in the ready position. But in this next picture now, what he's done is he's stepped out, he's turned his shoulder sideways, and he's taken his racket back. And to show how he's abbreviated his backswing, let's split screen this picture here with another picture of him with his normal backswing. And you can see on his normal forehand, his racket is way back. It's much further back than it is when he's hitting a return of serve. And again, that's because he has much less time because the serve is generally much harder. So he just has to get it into position and then swing from there.